Hi, everyone. The book of Mishlei, Proverbs, is focused on wisdom. And in the middle of chapter 1, verse 20, it says, "Wisdom cries aloud in the streets, raises her voice in the squares. At the head of the busy streets she calls, at the entrance of the gates in the city she speaks out." Wisdom is personified as a woman. And we learn that wisdom is right out there, out in the open, not hidden away, not tucked away. We are able to gain wisdom because it's right there among all the people. It makes me think a little bit about the issue of information and the ubiquity of information today. With a smartphone in our hands, we have access to tremendous amounts of information, libraries full of information. But what about wisdom? You could argue that there's plenty of wisdom online as well, and I would agree. But in the midst of a public square and public discourse in our community, which is often noisy and full of blinking lights to catch our attention, looking to attract our attention, you could argue that wisdom is not the main goal of public discourse today. In fact, we're often distracted. What is put out there as wisdom is actually not at all, not even information sometimes. Sometimes it's misinformation, disinformation, and it's certainly not wisdom. The book of Mishlei says that wisdom is out there in the public sphere. But I think that we need to remember that in order to gain wisdom, and more than just hearing it or learning it the first time, but internalizing wisdom, may take a bit more contemplation, may take a bit more quiet. After we have first encountered the wisdom, we need to find a way to make it live within our lives. And we can't do that amongst the blinking lights or the loud noises. So while wisdom calls out from the streets and desperately wants to be noticed and known, we have to find a way to take that in and then give ourselves the opportunity to think about it, to incorporate it into our lives. I could make a very strong argument that Shabbat is one of those moments where we can internalize those things which we've learned over the course of the week. And I hope that you use Shabbat and the quiet that can be part of Shabbat to incorporate some of that wisdom that we learned out in the streets, out in our daily lives this week. I hope that you also have a chance this coming Shabbat to join us as we read Parshat Truma. We begin with discussions of the building of the tabernacle this week, and I hope you have a wonderful Shabbat.